Hey, everybody. Welcome to Freedom Fridays. There we go. Yes, welcome to another Freedom Fridays. I don't know how it is where you guys are, but the sun is finally coming out. It's like, wait, yay, maybe we're actually getting to spring. Maybe you're in California and you've already had some spring, and I'm a little jealous. But over here on the East Coast in Charlotte, we're happy to have spring. So, for this Freedom Fridays, I first want to start off by welcoming all the replay people. Hey, thanks for stopping in. I'm so excited that you got a chance to join me today. Just in case you don't know what you accidentally got yourself into, this is a co planning session specifically for us to get together every Friday and do three specific things. Number one, we celebrate our wins from the week because it is so easy for us to get in the oh, hey over there. Hey, CEO Latoya. Glad you could join. It's so easy for us to get into the rhythm of just doing and doing and doing, and we never really stop and celebrate our wins. And that takes away so much of our energy. So that's why we start with that. We start with celebrating our wins. The number two, we set up next week's schedule for success. And the way that we do that is we actually set up our schedule using our time and energy budget so that we don't overbook ourselves, and we make enough time for work, and we make time for rest in life as well. Super important as well. And then number three, we start winding down for the weekend. I know a lot of people like to do their reset on Sundays, but I like to do my reset on Fridays so that my mind can be open over the weekend and not thinking about work. Like, I've actually shut off my work week mindset and I've moved into my weekend. And so that's why I love to do this reset on Fridays. But hey, if you're a Sunday reset person, go ahead and join. Go ahead and check it out on Sunday. So you're completely open to do that too. So I just want to say hello to a couple people who've joined over on Instagram. Oop, I got something in my eye here. Um, Shay joined. Life Learns with Shay. Welcome. Janelle Valdez. Oh, it's a long time since I've seen you. You welcome as well. So I'm glad that everybody, if the couple people that got to join live, but still, I'm so thankful for my replay people too. All right, so specifically today, I wanted to talk about the topic of creating our morning routines and how we can make them super encouraging for us and make them work for us. Because sometimes I think, there's been a lot of talk about like productivity, and I love productivity, but I also am very passionate about making systems and routines that actually empower your day rather than you bulldozing yourself into just doing more. Like, that's not what I'm about. The whole thing that I'm about is working less and living more. And one of the ways to do that is using productivity and efficiency, but it's more with the goal of working less, not just trying to get more done. So I want to talk about my own routine, but I also want to hear what things have been working for you. Like, do you use a morning routine or do you say to hell with that? I would love for you to tell me about that in the comments. And if you use a routine, tell us what works and what doesn't work. There's always great things to be learned from each other. So, yes. Oh, good. I love that you love this idea. So, yes, with my own morning routine, first I want to say the reason why I love a morning routine is because my whole goal is to set every day up the best way that it can be. And if I don't have an idea of what those things are to help me to be my best self, then I'm kind of leaving it up to chance. And I don't want to leave it up to chance. So I like to have my morning routine so that I know what things are going to make my day go as best as it probably can. Because here's the thing, other emergencies and stuff are going to happen. if I'm my best self, though, I'm going to be able to handle those things a lot easier rather than if I didn't do those things. CEO Latoya said, I don't use one, but I need to. Girl, routines, I'm telling you, this is what I call like a part of my life systems. Morning routines really make it so much better for me to really show up and be my best me. So to me, that's the best. I mean, because every day we get up and we do our things. But I think the benefit of a morning routine is that because you know what's going to set you up to be your best self, you're putting yourself in a better place to be that best self every single day, no matter what. Not to say everything will be perfect, but you're putting yourself in a better place. So the way that I like to do my routines, I have a list, and I actually do it. It's not that long. When I say a list, don't think it's crazy, because it's not. It's just a handful of things, and I scheduled them in my calendar just so that I remember them. And I actually like checking things off. I know some people don't really care about checking things off, but it's very validating to me because I know I don't always check things off. It's like a habit tracker. It reminds me that I'm doing the thing. So I love to use a good old tracker. So I'm opening my morning routine right now. Like, it's literally in my calendar. So I tell you no lies, this is what I do. So the first thing I do in the morning is I'm still in my bed. Well, I actually get up, I go to the bathroom, and then I get back in bed, and then I turn on my phone, and not because I want to read my phone, but it's still late, it's still early, and I want to listen to my Bible app. So right now, I'm currently listening to the Bible Over the Year. And if it's not the Bible, I'll do a different book. So I let that run first. And that's usually about 15 minutes, and I'm listening to that. Then when I get done with that, I sit up and I do my daily manifestation. So at the beginning of the year, we did our whole vision board series. And then with that, I wrote, here's my manifestation that I want to write out every day. And so right now it's been pretty broad. I'm actually bringing it down to, this is what I want to see happen this week, and writing that every single day, so that I'm being really diligent about talking to the universe, talking to Jesus about, hey, this is what I'm trying to create. If I'm not trying to create the right thing, then come on and fix me, Lord. Or otherwise, tell me what I need to do to get this done. So that's what I do with my second is my manifestation. Then after that, I get up and I go to the bathroom. That's one of my first things I like to do. And also, it's good for your body. You're supposed to go relieve your bowels within the first 2 hours of the day. I learned that working with my naturopath. So I make sure I spend time doing that without rushing my body. Because another thing is, like, again, we get so used to just doing, going, that we don't give our body a natural chance to align with its circadian rhythms. And so I try to make sure I set aside time for that. Then I'll go ahead and get dressed, and then I'll have breakfast because, again, working with my naturopath, I actually hate breakfast. I'm not a breakfast person at all. But my naturopath said, hey, girl, that's actually doing your body a disservice. And that's keeping you from losing weight, and you got goals. So I need you to get back on your practice of eating breakfast. And I do intermittent fasting. So it's what tells my body to break the fast. And so I've been doing that. I've been making sure I have that in my morning routine. So let me see. How many things is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that I do first thing in the morning that sets up my day for success. And I know that when I do those things, I definitely feel better throughout the day. I feel like I know what I'm getting myself into. And if it's not even so much that I know what I'm getting myself into, I know that I've set myself up to be my best me throughout the day. So, if you have any morning routines or different things within your morning routine that you found have really worked for you, I would love to hear about it. It might be something that I can try, or some of the other people here could try, to really set up a routine that's going to help them as well. So welcome to anybody else that's joining. Make sure you say hello. Can we start doing that every week? when you get on the replay or when you get on the live, go ahead and say hey, because otherwise I don't get to see that you're here. So that's mandatory. When you join, say hey. So I'm so thankful that CEO Latoya already said hello. Everybody else, make sure you say hello too. So that was my little start for this today. It was just to talk a little bit about morning routines and why I like to use them and why I help my clients do them as a part of their life systems, especially if you're a corporate professional, if you're an entrepreneur, even if you're a stay-at-home mom, you know that if you don't get these certain things done, your day doesn't really go as well. But if you can actually standardize those things and like set yourself up to get up a little earlier or to carve out the time for it, why leave that to chance? Why not just set yourself up to do that? So that's what I love to do. And I've seen it help me and my clients get some amazing results from just these little tweaks. It doesn't have to be whole rigmarole, change everything in your life, but these little tweaks that actually make things better. So I hope you check that out. All right, so now the next part is we're moving into celebrating our wins. So in this part, I would love to hear from you. What are the wins that you're celebrating from this week? I would love to celebrate with you. Again, it's so easy for us to just do the next thing, that we don't actually appreciate how much that we've accomplished. And I know you've accomplished that a lot because my main audience is Black women, and we always get stuff done. Okay. So what did you get done this week? What are you accomplishing? What are you celebrating so I can celebrate with you? While you guys are writing that in the chat, I'll go ahead and share my wins for the week. So win number one, I had my tax preparer. I love her, but she's always a little bit down to the last wire. And she sends me a note Wednesday morning. Yes, Wednesday morning. And she's like, hey, you're missing this, this, and this. And I think we might have to do an extension. And I was freaking out. But I got up, moved my schedule around, and got things done. So I'm celebrating that because I need to be right with the government, you know. Well, she would have done an extension, but still, I'm very happy that I was able to get all of those things set up and done. So that's my first win. Second win for this week, I went to a poetry slam this week, and it was a lot of fun. So my win is that I'm starting to get more acclimated here in Charlotte, finding more times and more ways to get out and enjoy the city. And so that's really fun and exciting for me, especially because it's important to me to make sure I'm balancing my work and life. But in addition to so I've been doing things like hanging out with my family, and that's fun. But I'm also finding more single woman things to do, which is a lot of fun too. So that's another win for me. And then my third win that I'm celebrating, I reached 100 subscribers on YouTube. So I'm super excited. Thank you guys for continuing to attend these live streams, for watching my shorts, for watching my long form content, for commenting, for liking, for subscribing. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate your support sincerely from the bottom of my heart. So I am so thankful. Yay. Thank you for celebrating with me, CEO Latoya. I appreciate it. So yes, those are my wins for the week. I would love for you to put your wins in the comments so that I can celebrate and shout you out too. So go ahead and let me know. All right. So then while you're doing that, if you have not already, we have a wonderful worksheet that I've created that helps you brainstorm and go through the steps that we're doing on this live together, so that you can write them down and you could just have this worksheet and use it every single week to do this weekly reflection in addition to planning that we do together. So if you have not downloaded that worksheet, I invite you to download it. The worksheet is at freedomfridays.yourdreamstrategist. .com. Okay, so super easy, freedomfridays.yourdreamstrategist.com. So you go over there, put your information in. I'll send out that email with the worksheet immediately so that you can follow along and do the steps with us on this call every single time that you do it, regardless of whether you do it on Freedom Friday reset or whether you do it on your Sunday reset. You can get that worksheet and do it with us, okay? That being said, for all our lovely people on Instagram, the sad thing is this is best seen on YouTube because it's a landscape thing. I'm about to start sharing my screen as we go through the different steps, and it just doesn't show as well on Instagram. So Instagram people, I'll invite you to come over to YouTube so that you can join the rest of the stream and do the exercises with us. But it was really great to check in with you, to celebrate wins, and to talk about our morning routines for just a minute here. So if you can't join us on YouTube, I'll see you next week. But otherwise, I hope you come on and join us. It'll show up as soon as you come over. All right. So while that is ending, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get us set up for this next part. So what we're going to do is I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to work through creating a list of my objective for next week and the tasks that I need to do to accomplish that objective, in addition to looking at what tasks I did not accomplish this past week and making sure that I decide how I want to move forward with those tasks I didn't accomplish from last week. That gives me a full list of all the things that I want to make sure get set up in my schedule next week so I can be prepared to set my schedule up right here, right now. So that's the step that we're doing right now. We're creating the list of the things that we're going to need to schedule to put in our calendar. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and get this moved over. All right. Okay. Let's get this. Oh, I don't know why that's all messed up. I need to fix that. And then, oops, this is supposed to be my iPad on. It keeps switching. There we go. All right. So I should also tell you, you guys, I've been trying a different planner. So I can talk through about how that's been for me just a little bit, right? But for right now, I am going to open my Freedom Fridays folder. So on the left side, I'm using GoodNotes because I go ahead and I use my iPad to do my reflection. And then on the right side is my calendar so that I can pull out the list and choose my objective and get my list all set up. So that is what you're going to see me do. But you can go ahead and set up your list how in the worksheet or on a piece of paper so that you'll be ready for the next step. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get the music started so you can start creating your list. that time, we created our full list of all the different things that we need to schedule for this next week. So in this next 20 minutes, we're actually setting up our schedule. So all of those things that you put on your list for your objective and the things that you didn't get accomplished for last week, now you want to make sure those things are scheduled in your calendar for next week. So that's what you're going to do between now and the end of this timer. If you have any questions, as always, don't hesitate to put your questions in the comment section. I will check them regardless of whether you're on the replay or if you have them after the call. I'm happy to share. In addition, this week I am using a different program called Reclaim AI. So that's where I'm going to be. It's a combination of setting up my calendar in Google, but also using this program to do some smart scheduling. So I'm super excited to test that out. Maybe I'll do some videos about it in the future, but right now I'm just testing it out. So I know it looks a little bit different than the other weeks when I've used Sensama, and I still might use Sensama, but I also want to find some options for you guys that are free. And this one has a free option. So that's what's going to be the difference from what you've usually seen. So again, you got about 20 minutes to go ahead and get your schedule set up in your calendar. Just checking on you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Make sure I can see my screen over here. If you don't know what we're doing right now, we're setting up our schedule for the week. Don't forget to say hi in the chat. I would love to say hi and check in with you. Hey Lori, nice to meet you. I'm so glad that you could join today. Let me know if you have any questions. If you need the worksheet, you'll head over. I'll drop the link in the chat. You can head over to my website and pick it up there. So right now we're in the section where we're setting up our schedule. We're booking, scheduling our things out in our schedule. So that's what you see me doing here on the screen. I'm personally using a program called Reclaim AI, but you can use just your basic calendar if you like. I like this one because it's a smart scheduler and it works with my Google Calendar, but there's also some Asana. There's so many options. So it's completely up to you, or even a paper planner. My pleasure. I'm happy to help. so glad you were able to stop in. Make sure you say hello in the chat. I'm so glad to see you. We are going ahead and we are creating our schedule for the week right now. So you have about 8 minutes to do so. If you need the worksheet, I've already put the link in the chat. It's freedomfridays.yourdreamstrategist.com. So we use that to get all of our other steps ready before we get to this step. And then we schedule our tasks out for the week. And that should include, as you're scheduling, rest and work and fun. So as you see, I just added in evening in. I blocked off some time for some group exercise on Tuesday evening. I go dancing on Wednesday evening. Dancing on Thursday evening. Wednesday evening, I catch up with a friend. So yes, make sure you schedule all of those things in too. Okay. So I love that. That's an amazing question. Thanks for asking, Lori. So the main thing with the Eisenhower matrix is that you take a look at all the tasks that you have had from this past week, and you do an assessment of whether those tasks are still worthy of your time and how you want to move forward with them. So that keeps you from keeping things on your to-do list that might actually not be serving you. So I know for me, sometimes I will put something on my to-do list because I'm like, oh, it would be really great if I had this, or I want to spend some time working on this report or whatever for my business. And then I recognize that as I go throughout the week, I might have scheduled some time in, but as the week continues to go, I continue to deprioritize it until it ends up not getting done at all. And so the way that I have learned to start addressing things like that is to use this matrix to then look at what's the list of things that I didn't get done for this week and decide, did I just overbook myself, or was it not a priority at all, or was it life was lifing and I just need to reschedule it. So the Eisenhower matrix, it has all of those 4 blocks for you to go ahead and write those different things in, those different tasks, where you're deciding which block it actually fits into. So let me see. I have it over on my iPad. Let me go ahead and switch that screen back so you can see it. That'll make it a little easier. Let me see if this is going to work. Great. Yes. So as you can see here, the top 2 say important, not urgent, and then decide when to do. So that's looking at the task that you have. Is it to you? You're like, this is really important to me and I think it's going to be good and it helps me, but it's not my number 1 priority. If that's the case, then you want to put it in this first box. If for the second box, say it's something that is very important, but for whatever reason, it got pushed off because maybe it just took longer to achieve, or maybe there was something else that was super important as well that pushed this off. It was the second priority instead of the first. Then you want to put that in this box, because everything in this top right-hand box, these are the things that you want to schedule in your calendar absolutely first before you do any other scheduling, okay? So that's that first box on the right. And then the 2 on the bottom on the left, it's not urgent and it's not important. 9 times out of 10, I said here, do later, but it can also be that it goes to your backlog list. It could be that you just delete it altogether and you say, you know what, that was a nice to have, but I'm going to survive without it. And I'm not going to waste my time trying to bully myself into doing that. Because sometimes it's also just freeing to recognize you don't have to do that thing. You actually don't have to do it, right? So that's really good for this box, okay? And then not important, but it's urgent. 9 times out of 10, if it's not important to you, but it's urgent, that means that there's somebody else who wants it from you. And this might be a good place to insert a boundary and say, hey, I love that you think that I am the best person to help you with this, but I don't have the space or capacity to help you. So I'm going to give this back. Or maybe you're asking, showing them who else can help you, or who else can help them accomplish it. Or maybe you're giving them a YouTube video to watch, but it was probably a task that you took on to help somebody and with the best of intentions. And then you recognize you don't actually have the capacity to help that person. So you need to delegate it back. Another way that this could be is that especially if you're an entrepreneur, there are some things that you need to do. And then there are some things that your time is too precious to do. For example, if the marketing has to be run by you, but the presentations are like graphic design is not your strong point, bookkeeping is not your strong point, those are the things that you want to hire someone to delegate those things out to, so that you can get back the time you need to do the things that have to be you, and schedule out the things or delegate out the things that don't have to be you. And so that's the other way that you can look at this box too. So that was a lot of information. Lori, let me know, how does that feel? How does that land for you? Does it help you understand the matrix, and does it help you decide how you want to move forward with those tasks? It's a tool that I like to use all the time. So let me know. There's some things that I had on my list, for example, where I could ask our VA to help with this. Once I get her all the things that she needs to do it well. So I know which, it's really good about helping me decide or write a line in the sand of what things I need to do, what things I don't need to do. And then deciding what are actually my top priorities and starting from there rather than just doing all the little things that don't actually move me forward. Because I'm really good. Sometimes it's like, oh, that's just little. I could just do it really fast. But if you do 20 little things and that kept you from putting an hour or 2 hours into the one big thing that's actually going to help you move forward, then we're wasting time. And that's what we're trying not to do. So that's where this all comes from. Oh, that went way over there. I'm glad to know that helped. Good. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, anytime you have questions, let me know. But that's where this matrix comes from. It's about helping us make some intentional decisions about the tasks on our list so that we can decide how we want to move forward. Awesome. All right, so now we are going to move into the wind down time. Probably like, girl, stop singing. It's my favorite time though. So I love this time because moving into this section, it's all about, we've already set up our schedule. We've done the things that we need to do so that we can let our mind be free. Like, we already know what we have scheduled for next week. We won't be in decision fatigue. We don't have to worry about what didn't get done because we already made a plan for next week on how it's going to get done. Like, we've literally cleared away all the things that keep us from winding down and really enjoying our weekend. So now that we've done that, all that's left to do is to actually wind down. So one last check on your calendar before we do that. Make sure that you didn't just schedule in work, that you also made time to schedule in rest, time to do absolutely nothing. You see how Monday I said it's the evening in, time for you to daydream out the window, sit and drink a nice warm cup of tea. Well, it's still spring, so you can still have tea, or maybe it's iced tea, whatever you do. Whatever those things are. So you're scheduling your fun, your rest. Your fun, scheduling time to go dancing or go to the movies or treat yourself to a dinner. Whatever it is that's going to be fun for you, make sure you schedule those things in as well. Okay. And then Lori said, I waste time on the little things. Girl, I understand. It's so easy to waste time on the little things because a lot of times, to me, I found that to be a symptom of my decision fatigue. And when I say decision fatigue, I mean that I sit down to do some work and I'm like, wait, what the heck is the most important thing for, like, what am I doing right now? What are we doing? It's so easy to be confused about, like, is this actually the most important thing right now? And so because I'm spending this hour right now to set my schedule up, I can go into next week, and when I get to that time, I already know what the most important thing is because I've already thought about it. So I don't have to, it keeps me from getting stuck in the little things, because otherwise I'm going to default to doing the little things because that's easy. It's easy, it's simple. But this is going to help us get time and have the brain space and capacity to sit down and just work on the most important thing at the time that we scheduled it out to do. So I completely get it. And I hope that this makes it easier. You have to let me know how it feels once you try it out and see how that feels for you. Okay. All right. So we've done that one last check. And now in our worksheet, I make sure I even remind you to do all of these things, the one last check and even the 3 steps for wind down. So if you don't have the worksheet, make sure you head over to freedomfridays.yourdreamstrategist.com and get it. It's also in the description if you're over on YouTube, okay? Actually, it should be in the description on any of the platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of them, okay? All right. So now we're moving into the wind down. Wind down step number 1. We're going to close some windows on your computer. Now, if you're like me, you not only have multiple windows open, you got multiple tabs in every single window. And you have, if you have a Mac, you've got multiple desktops. So there's multiple windows on each desktop. Okay. If you haven't realized, that is taking up a lot more space in our mind than we actually recognize sometimes. Actually, all the time. So I try, even for myself, to take some time and close some windows. So I know this week I have a whole window right here on this one desktop. I'm closing that desktop down. I'm closing this program down when I get to that. I'm actually looking at my desktop and I'm seeing what things can I close down, because when I do, I actually feel a physical release of less things sitting in the back of my back of my mind, not nearly as many things just running in the background. That's what I was trying to say. Not nearly as many things running in the background, because it's not as nearly as many things running in the background on my computer. It's such a crazy correlation. So make sure you see what windows, start shutting down some windows for the weekend. Now, if you've got this afternoon and you still need to work, of course, don't shut down those windows. Finish up what you're doing. And then if you can, shut those down afterwards. But here's the thing, just 1% better. If you just close one tab on one window, you are doing amazing and you should pat yourself on the back, okay? Because this is so much easier said than done. Because we're always like, oh, I'm going to come back to that, right? But allow yourself a little bit more, just a little bit more extra brain space today, okay? Okay. So that's wind down step number 1. Wind down step number 2. Take yourself to dinner or eat a meal that feels like a treat for you. Now, usually I have a plan of what my treat meal is going to be. And I was just searching my mind. You know what immediately came to mind? I just defrosted some egusi. I don't have it all the time. And it was so delicious. So it's like this, it's an African stew, in case you don't know. So it's really good with rice. And I've been eating whole wheat barley this week. And that has been really delicious, which is kind of like rice. So that's the favorite special meal that I'm going to eat today. Honestly, I'm going to eat that as soon as I get off the call, because my stomach is starting to growl. So that's going to be my fun meal today. What is your fun meal going to be? Is it a restaurant? Are you going to take yourself out? Is there this dish that you haven't made time to have or time to cook, and you're ready to go and finally spend the hour or whatever and cook that meal? Or maybe it's just a treat that you haven't had in a while. So maybe you just go get gelato or ice cream or something. Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what treat meal you're doing today. And when I say treat, I'm not saying get off your diet and make a whole mess, okay? I've been in this transition from carnivore to vegan, and so I don't go and have chicken wings because it's my cheat day. No, I actually don't want chicken wings anymore. So I'm not going that far, but I will go have a vegan gelato. And it's usually delicious. There's an amazing place in Charlotte. If you ever come to Charlotte, I would love to take you over there. It's so good. Okay. All right. So then our third wind down step for today is to take yourself out to do something fun. So what is the fun thing that you want to do today, over the weekend, that helps you remember it is actually the weekend? Like we're in rest mode. We're not in work mode anymore. So I had some scheduled on my calendar. I had a couple things scheduled. Now I do have a networking meeting tomorrow morning, which is a little bit out of the ordinary. But I think that's actually going to be a lot of fun. But tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to a grand opening for a jewelry shop. And I'm really excited about that. She's a really great creator. With another business that I have, we have crossed paths with her at different events when we're doing different festivals and things. And she's got some great products. She's just opened up a new location here in Charlotte. So I'm excited to go over to her grand opening and celebrate her and all of the success that she's having. So that's my fun thing on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I usually go to a vegan cooking class. I'm going to try to attend on because it starts at 3, but I'm also trying to go step in on Sunday too. So I'm trying to fit all of those things in on Sunday, but it won't be too bad. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So I'll go to the vegan cooking class first and then stepping on Sunday. So quite a few fun things scheduled out for this weekend. Again, what fun things are you celebrating this weekend? I would love, or fun things are you doing? Not even, you don't have to be celebrating. You're just having fun because you're having fun. So what fun things are you doing this weekend? Go ahead and let me know in the chat. And then while you're doing that, I want to share with you this Freedom Fridays is a community event that I love to sponsor specifically for people who are new to my community, but also for my clients, because this is a staple event that we do every single week, because we know that when we take this 1 hour and we schedule out our fun, our rest, and our work-life balance throughout the week, that we actually reclaim our time, that we get back a lot of our energy, that we don't end up overbooked or stretched thin or worked out. We actually schedule out time where we don't have to be on all the time. And that's the work-life balance that we are enjoying. And so I have a full program that helps us create work-life balance, because let me tell you, I had to figure it out the hard way. I used to work in corporate America as a fashion designer, fashion technical designer. And even though, I went to work and I got everything done, I felt like I was always getting work done, but I wasn't living as much life as I wanted to live. And I used to always feel like there has to be more to it than this. And it actually made me want to quit my job even more. Until finally I was like, you know what? I'm going to just quit everything and then I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure out how to get the freedom that I've been wanting. I want lifestyle freedom. I want work-life balance. I'm a hard worker. Listen, I'm a Black woman. We always come up and we get things done. That has never been a problem. The thing is that we always prioritize that work over us, over getting things done, we prioritize taking care of our kids, taking care of our families, and all of those things are beautiful, and we can make time for ourselves. But it takes practice, because we've not been developed that way. We've not really been grown up that way. That wasn't how we grew up. We grew up of getting things done for everybody and everything, and taking the world on our shoulders and keeping everything afloat. But I had to say, you know what? That was burning me out. I couldn't do that anymore. I had to let that go and move into this place where, yes, I can make time for work, but I also need to make time for me. And so that's why I created this program. It's called Men for More. It's a 6-month coaching program to help you go through reinventing yourself without work as the core. Under all of this work and all the things that we do, there's just this beautiful sense of you. And so we bring that out first. And then from that, we go to redefining what success looks like, because success is more than just your career. There's so much success in your life, so much success in who you want to be, how you want to show up in the world. So we get that down on paper. And then once we get that down on paper, that's what creates the clarity to go back and create the life systems that need to be in our schedule every single week, so that we can live that freedom every single day. We live it in our decisions. We live it in how we do things every day. And so I would love to invite you. I have a webinar where I go deeper into how we make all of those things happen within my program. And here's the thing, because you've joined here for Freedom Fridays, the webinar is free for you. So all you have to do is head to this website. It's webinar.yourdreamstrategist.com. and sign up, and I'll send the link right over to you. And it's going to give you all the details about how I help my clients create work-life balance. Now, here's the beautiful thing about that. I am so passionate about helping you create work-life balance. I spill the tea. I give you all the details. If you want, you can go ahead and take what I share in that webinar and you can work through it on your own. I will say it will make it easier for you, but there's something beautiful about working with someone who will help you. But that's completely up to you. So you can either, take that webinar and run with it, or you can get on an exit plan call with me after it, and we can talk about how you and I can help you accomplish that together. Either way, start with the webinar. Let's just start with that. The webinar is webinar.yourdreamstrategist.com. Okay. All right. So don't forget, share with me your wins for the week. Share with me how you are winding down today. What fun meal are you having? What fun activities do you have planned for the weekend to make sure you have your rest scheduled out for yourself? And also too, when I say just scheduling out, fun things, schedule them out during the week as well. I think I already said that, but making sure. So all of those things to say, I would love to hear from you. I am so glad that you joined this live co-planning session here this Friday. We are here every Friday at noon. Tell someone else. It's the best way for us all to make sure we have time set aside to do it. I give you all the resources, all the details. Even I schedule out the time for you. All you have to do is show up and do the work, and you've already set your next week up for success to be 10 times better than a week when you don't have a plan to go by. So I hope that you join me again next week and every week thereafter here on YouTube. Have a great weekend. I enjoyed you. All right. Bye.